Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Hi, and welcome to chapter 4, which is mainly about optimizing Windows. Now, here are these are certain tips, or well, the subtopics into this chapter. We would take into consideration hardware connections, adjusting power options, USB power management, hard disk optimizations, using some tune-up utilities, uninstalling bloatware, updating audio hardware drivers and firmware, limiting startup processes, cleaning storage disks, upgrading RAM and storage boot drives, changing power settings, changing the appearance of Windows, and turning off search indexing. Hi, welcome to chapter 4, which is mainly about optimizing Windows. For this session, I would like to start with uh, this one, which is, where is it? Where is it? Ah, here we go. Limiting startup processes. Now, whenever you boot your computer on, it has a certain programs um, that are configured to run right away during startup. Now, these softwares, these programs, when they run simultaneously, and therefore, the boot time, the time it takes before you could easily use your computer with ease, takes longer. So, we go there by going to the Windows logo and then just typing Task Manager and then turning it on. Or you could easily go to the task manager by pressing Control Alt Delete, and you go to this interface and then just press Task Manager. And as you can see, here you see the CPU, memory, disk, and network. But then our main goal here is here on the Startup tab. So just go there, and you could see every single program that is, uh, every single program that is configured to run on upon startup. Now, as you can see, I have already disabled some of the following software. Now, for example, the iTunes helper is enabled. I would like to disable it, and on the right star, you can see the startup impact. Now, since it's high, I would like to go and press right click on that and then press disable. And then right away, it will become disabled. For example, this one, IQ, is a software for my mouse, and I would like it to be turned on even if the startup impact is high. And as you can see here, there is a memo, well, not a memo, of how long your last boot time is, which is 17.3 seconds. Keep in mind it is that fast simply because I am using a solid state drive. Now, but that's for another topic. Um, for as you can see, Chromium, BlackBerry, Discord is also disabled even if its startup impact is almost none. But the reason as to why I disabled it is because I don't really use it that much, and I just end up on like turning it off even if it started up right away. Um, and then we go to some which is like torrent, your Power ISO file, Logitech. Basically, these are all like gaming programs that I have. Some are disabled, and if you have disabled it, like for example our iTunes helper, you could easily enable them by right clicking and pressing it. And that's all for uh, again limiting startup processes. There. Okay, now let's go to turning off search indexing. Now you just go to the Windows logo, press it, and then type folder options, and then press enter. And then you could see here the file explorer options, go to search, and here how to search. You just press don't use the index when searching in folders or whatever. And basically, this does make your search longer, take it longer before you could easily search the files that you are looking for. However, its impact on the processor is lower. So basically, have to do that and then press apply. But for me, I don't use it, so I'll uncheck it. Okay, so that's how we do for turning off search indexing. Next is the power settings for laptops. Well, this is a desktop computer. It doesn't really have power options, but if your laptop has, just go to the Windows logo, type power, and then easily you would see edit power plan. Open it, and then this is the uh, page that would open. Now, if you're using a laptop, it's not just the balance tab. There would be like a power saving tab, or as well as a performance tab. Now you just click on the plan, but this one, since it's only just balance, you should go to the change advanced power settings, open it, and then look for the processor power management. There we go. This is the one. Click on the plus button, and there's a drop down that says minimum processor state and the maximum processor state. Of course, the maximum processor state is on 100%. However, the minimum is always at 5. Now, if you have like a very low powered processor, it would be good if you would to turn the setting and then change it to, I don't know, around 50 or wherever, whatever that suits. Change it and then press apply and then okay. Now that's okay, so okay na yan. Now we go to uninstalling bloatware. Now, what is bloatware? Bloatware is basically softwares that you don't really need. So, well, softwares that you don't really use. Um, these are apps that are installed, pre-installed, not just by Windows, but by the manufacturer of the product makes. Like for example, you have an Acer laptop. Sometimes they have like Acer softwares in your laptop, but then like you don't really use them, right? So simply just go to the start tab, and then you could see the bloatwares right away here. Like for example, I have Dolby Access that I don't really use, Instagram that I don't really use. Um, ah, the files here, the bloatware here has been, pretty much uninstalled. But let me look for Xbox. I don't use it. Weather, yeah, for example, weather. See, I don't really use the weather app, so I could just opt to uninstall it. Just press uninstall, and then there would be a prompt if you would to confirm if you would like to uninstall it. Just press uninstall. Next is well, you hardware connections. Now, for example, where is my USB? For example, well, in the USBs that are found today, there are many types from USB 2.0 to 3 to 3.1. Here in my hand, I have a USB 3.1. It can be easily uh, recognized by its blue, like there's this blue plastic that's on the side. Uh, well, you use it on a USB 3.0 port. Now, if you use it, the read and the write speeds would definitely become faster rather than putting them into their USB 2.0 slots. Um, and that's all for hardware connections. For the upgrading RAM and storage drives, take in mind in upgrading the RAM, you should always check if, for example, your computer would be able to use it. There are many um, RAMs that are available and many types, like from DDR3, which was the last generation, and now which is DDR4. The computer that I am using is using a DDR4 RAM that is 8 gigabytes. Now, for example, you are the person who doesn't like to turn off programs right away. You want to play games as well as uh, open a browser and just play music through YouTube. Now, that would have a great impact in your RAM and for you to, you know, not be limited by the programs that you could run simultaneously. I would advise you to buy and upgrade your RAM from 4, upgrade it to 8 or 8 to 16. Uh, Next is updating audio hardware drivers and firmware. Now, this is easy to update the system. Just go to the Windows logo and just type update and then just click on the check updates. Now, here it would say if you are up to date, and if you're a little OC, you could press the check for updates, and then it would automatically search. But then this computer isn't like legit, so yeah, there will always be an error. But if it's legit, it would search for a system update. Next is the audio hardware drivers as well as the other drivers. So simply just go to device manager, just type device manager, then press enter, and this uh, tab would open up, and here you have the desktop where you could see the audio inputs, which is what we are after, as well as the Bluetooth, the cameras, the whatever inputs and whatnot. So you just go to the digital audio device, and then right click on that, and then just update the drivers that you want. If you want to update the camera, then go right click, and then just right click and update. You could also disable or whatever. Also the USB ports. uh, Here is the sound, video, and game controllers. Go to this one. This one is uh, what we are searching for. Go to the high definition audio device, right click on it, and then just update the driver. And then go to search automatically for updated driver, and it would tell you if your drivers are already updated. That's all for my part in optimizing Windows. Oh, wait, last one. Last one is changing the appearance of Windows. Now, basically, if you have lots of stuff that are in the desktop, since the processor, if you don't have a dedicated video card, is the only one that, uh, you know, if the integrated graphics processing unit is the only one that processes your monitor screen, your video output, then it would really find it hard. Now, simply to help it, you go to View and then uncheck the Show Desktop icons, and it will remove it. And then lastly, go to Personalize. If your screen gets laggy a bit and you want to help your processor a bit, go to High Contrast Settings, then just turn it on. And then right away, it would all turn black. Now, if these are black, what's good is that it needs lesser processing power for your processor, and then you could use into like browsers and gaming. That's all. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening.